Hi, friends. It is Pastor Dustin and Pastor Connie here for the first installment of a new series that we are doing called Ask Us Anything. And you all have submitted, yay, you all, maybe not yay for me, but we'll find out. You all have submitted questions on social media and through email or carrier pigeon or whatever that you want to ask me. And we're going to continue this with other staff members and other pastors over the next few weeks. But we're excited to start today with me on the hot seat, and Connie is going to ask me your questions. And I have not seen these, so it should be very fun and hopefully not too incriminating or anything like that. So with that, let's jump in. Connie, I'm at your mercy.
All right, so your first question, Dustin, a few people have sent this one in. Okay. What is your favorite animal?
Favorite animal? Well, currently Beckett's favorite animal is a wolf, and he like howls with it, which is really cute. So I'm gonna stick with a wolf because he likes them. So that's my current favorite animal.
Very nice. If you could visit any country in the world and money was not an option, where would you go and why?
That is a great question. I would go to, I've always wanted to go to the Holy Land and do a whole, Jesus tour around that with, a Bible scholar, historian, or something like that. That's a really
go with Tim Gettert, right?
I would go with Tim Gettert, exactly. And so that would Tim, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. And yeah, I'd love to do that, but that would be really just for me. So I think I would like to go with Robin to Italy and tour around Italy and eat until I can't eat anymore.
Speaking of Robin, where and how did you meet your wife? And people would want to know, they would like you to recount the day that you proposed to her.
Okay. Okay. Robin and I met at Calvin Crest, which is a camp in Oakhurst. And so we served on staff there together for a couple of summers. And there's a whole bunch of backstory there about how she didn't like me at first, but I won her over. And but we dated for a couple of years, and some of that was long distance while I was in Seattle and she was in San Francisco. But ultimately, we both ended up back here in Fresno. And we actually got engaged when I was interning here at NFC in 2011. And Matt Ford almost blew it. So that's a whole different story for another day. I won't put him on blast, but we took a trip up to Bass Lake and got our favorite dinner and ate it and watched the sunset. And by talked, I mean, Robin talked and I was so nervous that I didn't really talk that much. And she was curious about what was wrong with me. And there's this little gazebo over there. And we went over there and I said some words and then asked her to marry me. So Robin is not a huge surprise person. So it had to be very subtle, but it worked very well for us. Skydiving would not have been an option or anything like that. So that's how it happened.
Nice. Thank you for sharing. So next question, what made you feel led to North Fresno Church?
A number of things. There was about a year ago, I went to a conference that was for pastors, and it was for discernment and for all sorts of things to help pastors kind of grow and develop. And at that time, I really felt an affirmation from the Spirit and from the people who were around me that it was time for me to look at exploring a lead pastor call. I didn't imagine it would be very quickly after that that I would get a call from the search committee at NFC, and it was very surprising that it happened. And then as time went on and we found ourselves in the middle of a global pandemic, it felt like in a strange way, the Spirit was using all of this together with some things to bring me here now. And ultimately my heart beats for the things that NFC's heart beats for. And I'm about Jesus, community, and reconciliation. So that made it easier.
Good. On a lighter note, which Avenger would you describe yourself as?
I mean, I feel Black Panther is the one I would want to be, although I can't. And so, and I feel like if you don't say Iron Man, then like that, he was kind of the like Christ figure, you know? So I'll just go with
Black Widow. She sacrificed herself.
That's true. I'll go with Black Widow.
I don't want to give anything away.
Spoiler alert. I think we're past the statute of limitations on that. So I think we're good. All of them? Can I be all of them? They're so cool.
A few qualities of each.
Yeah.
Okay. So another lighthearted question. Everyone's going to want to know this one. What is your favorite dessert?
Blondie.
Let's get ready for your doorstep to be filled. Yep. Oh, blondies.
A blondie. Yep. I'm not anti. I'm not. Yes. So good. I'm not anti-brownie.
Chocolate.
Or yes, exactly. Or M&Ms. Or Reese's. Reese's chips. So any sort of blondie, I'm pro blondie. Deliveries can be made to 5724 North Fresno Street on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
Glad to see you got our address memorized. Very nice.
Hey, there we go.
So while you're eating your blondie and you reflect on NFC, what is your vision for this place?
Oh man. My vision for the church is in general that we would just seek the kingdom of God, and we would seek to abide in Jesus each and every day. That's my general, and the way that we live that out, I'm still listening and learning to the particulars of what it would look like to implement that here in a way that we can continue to grow deeper in relationship with one another and with God and with our neighbors and our city and yeah, that's a great question.
As you are thinking through your vision, and as we begin interacting with people, oftentimes we kind of bump into one another or have problems. So a question that someone wants to know is, as the pastor, are you willing to talk about difficult topics?
Well, you can tune in over the next 3 weeks for our upcoming sermon series called The Upside Down Kingdom, following Jesus in and through our political moment. So yes.
Nice. Well,
go ahead.
Well, and maybe that question also could be asked both, from the stage, from the pulpit, as well as, cup of coffee or small
Absolutely.
groups. Like, what do you do with an issue of of race or something that's, something that's glaring in our society that we need to
Right.
talk about and need to address? Are you willing to step into uncomfortable moments, whether it's one-on-one, a small group, or even from the stage, and talk about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Out of a sense of pastoral responsibility, and not out of a desire to provoke or confront for the sake of being confrontational. But my approach would be, I would try to imitate Jesus in each and every aspect of that conversation, and beginning with a sense of listening and asking lots of questions to try and really get clear on what the issue is, so that I can, in love, offer a different way, an alternative that I think is closer to what it looks like to be centered on in Jesus. So I'm not, I'm a people pleaser by nature, but God is, is helping me overcome that for the sake of the kingdom.
Nice. So you're open to hearing and understanding, not just assuming and walking in and start talking, but you want to have those conversations.
Absolutely. Good. Absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of, Connie, there's something we need to talk about.
Okay, now another lighthearted question. We're kind of going up and down like this. What's a food that you think is absolutely disgusting? A food. Don't be a people pleaser in your answer.
There are not many foods that I find disgusting or repulsive. Man, I've never really thought of that. I don't really, I don't know. I don't have an answer. I'm sorry.
So our challenge is to find something disgusting for you.
Yeah. Ugh.
Very nice. Runny nose okra, like, when it's boiled and it kind of, that's nice.
That is kind of gross.
Maybe. That's what I call it.
I'll try it. Yeah. So, yeah, sorry, I don't have a clear one for that.
It's okay. All right. Multiple people asked this question. What is your favorite color?
My favorite color is green. I love the way that green in nature just reflects light, and all sorts of really beauty in my mind is associated with green. But I really enjoy that in kind of church history, we have associated the color green with growth and discipleship and following Jesus. And so I enjoy green for the real, or the ordinary, and the church meanings of the color.
Nice. So just like my office behind me.
Exactly. Great choice behind your couch of creativity. That's why it's so creative, because of green.
I have my green space.
Yeah, there we go.
So here's another question coming to you. How do you view the Holy Spirit?
I view the Holy Spirit at work in other people and myself, but in ways that people are humble and hungry and growing to be more like Jesus, willing to make changes. I see the Spirit as the living presence of Jesus in us, here and now. And so it's when the Spirit is present and active, it's going to things are going to start happening that are similar to what happened in and around Jesus.
Nice. So I have two questions now that are kind of focused on North Fresno Church specifically. One is, what concerns do you have for the church? And the next one is, what's your favorite thing about NFC? So they kind of go together. What are some of your concerns, but what are some of the things that you like the most about this place?
Yeah, I love what I love first, and these are connected. What I love is the history and the legacy and the tradition of being a Jesus people who have been planted in this neighborhood for 50 years and are committed to loving and serving one another and our neighbors. I love that. And the flip side of that coin is my heart is set on, I want us to hope and believe and trust that our best days are ahead of us.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about Fresno, the city of Fresno?
The city of Fresno, I love I do love how people are rooted here. Like, people have grown up here in and spent their whole lives here, and that's a really cool thing that is increasingly rare in places. I love we don't really have, like, some cities have like lots of different districts or neighborhoods that are like kind of their own entities. And we don't have that in like a really formalized way, but we do have that. Each kind of part of the city is different and represents a different cultural aspect of the city. And I think that's really cool that we're not just a homogenous place, that we represent all sorts of different cultures and people, and that I love that we are well, I love that we're close to so much nature around us, both the mountains not very far away and the coast very close. And that's a really unique thing, I think. And I think we can take advantage of that here. And I think the geographical diversity that's around us is also just reflected in the diversity of our city, and we can explore that in similar ways in our relationships with one another. So
nice. So whether it's people or geography, it's all about diversity and lots of expressions around it.
Right. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, what are your top 5 musical artists? And parentheses, why is one of them Sufjan Stevens?
I think I know who asked this question.
I I had to Google that name. I was like, who is that?
Sufjan.
Not
Sufjan
my
Stevens is an indie recording artist. He's kind of weird, but he has just he's a follower of Jesus who is also a musician, and so his music is really a really cool reflection on just life and the tensions of what it means to be a human and a follower of Jesus in a broken world, and family and friendship and growing up and all sorts of cool things. And he's got really he's experimental in some ways, which is kind of fun. Bruce Springsteen, he's the boss. I love Bruce. I also love Bob Dylan, and so Sufjan, Bruce, Bob Dylan, and I tend to go like 60s through 90s, really. And I also I'm learning more Christian artists. I didn't grow up in the church, and so I just don't have a framework for that beforehand. So when people I just learned who Stephen Curtis Chapman was. I know that's probably heresy for some people. So I don't know. Those are my top three musicians. I don't want to take up too much time to get all the way to 5. How about we end? Okay, here we go. I want to talk about Robin.
You're almost finished. What do you love the most about your wife?
Oh gosh. Everything.
Everything. That's a good husband answer.
I do love this. She's a really great problem solver. She can think through lots of things, kind of step A, B, C, D. She's persistent. She's curious. And so that helps with solving problems. So in practical ways, I can theorize about ideas or problems. Yeah, I wonder if this is the reason. And she's like, here's how we actually get from point A to point B.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay, you have 4 more. Do you want me to keep going, or do you want to be done?
Let's end on a fun note. I don't want to take up too much of people's time, and we can do this again some other time maybe.
Okay, so someone wants to know, if they bring you a coffee, do you want a pumpkin spice latte or a cold brew? Not like right now, but yes. Just in general. No one's like waiting with their Starbucks app open right now.
Yeah, I like yes. Either. Yes. I really to merge the two. Starbucks has a pumpkin cream cold brew that is really, really tasty as a guilty pleasure. So I would absolutely.
I think Dutch Bros is better, actually. Their pumpkin cold brew.
Okay, you mentioned that. So I am, Lord, send me coffee. 5724 North Fresno Street. Yeah. Okay.
All righty.
Good
job, Dustin.
Thank you. This has been a great blast. So next week we will be joined by Pastor Brad, our new youth pastor, and we'll put him on the hot seat and ask him all sorts of fun questions too. So thanks for sending these in, and I'm grateful for this opportunity for you to get to know me a little bit more, I guess, and I look forward to getting to know more of you. And I'll just ask you all these same questions too. So, all right, have a good one. See you later. Thanks, Connie.
Bye. You're welcome. Bye.